Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be looking at the article strategy survey that we're going to be completing here in task 3. That's going to lead us into the next set of tasks with an article that we're going to read about how you are like blue whales. Now, before we get into that, a few things that we should be focusing on as we watch the guide video. Number one, we're looking to understand how we summarize each paragraph within the article that we're about to read and how to complete the partner discussion task. So we're looking at a few different things in here and breaking those down together. So as we go through those two things, make sure when we get done and if you come back, if you put your X in the yellow or red, you check in with myself. So let's take a look. You're going to be reading an article today called How Are You Like a Blue Whale? We're going to be focusing on a specific reading strategy where we summarize all the different paragraphs to not only identify some of the key concepts and ideas that are occurring, but to also solidify our ideas about, well, how are humans like blue whales? And as we dive into this, we're also then going to be pointing out the important information we would use if we were to have a discussion. So what's going to happen is when you get to task 4, you're going to click on the Amplify article, and it's going to pull up the How Are You Like a Blue Whale article here. And as we go through this article, your job is going to be to summarize each of the paragraphs. So obviously, we're going to read through each one, and when we get done, the goal is to summarize it in a sentence or two. Okay, big ideas here, main points, important information, that sort of thing. Now, when we go about creating our summaries, we're going to do it directly in the article. So you can highlight the whole thing, you can highlight one little section at the end, whatever works best for you. Okay, and maybe even highlight the most important parts to really focus on what we're looking at. Okay. If you click on obviously our vocabulary words, it'll pull that up for you as a friendly reminder. But once you have that figured out, what you want to say as the summary for each of these, okay, you would highlight the section. Okay. You would hit highlight, and then you can click again to make that note. Okay. And from here, we would summarize. Okay. We'd hit save, and now we have our summarized section. Remember, it needs to be a sentence or two at most, okay? And as you summarize, remember, we're pulling out the big ideas about how you are like a blue whale. So if your ideas don't really focus on how we're like a blue whale, then probably they are, from a summary perspective, not the most important thing. Okay, so we'll summarize each paragraph. So you'll come to each one, summarize. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 small summaries for each part. So essentially 7 major sentences at the very minimum. When you're done, you'll obviously come back to the lesson. And from here, you're going to imagine that you're having a discussion with somebody who's never read the article. And your job is going to be to explain how are humans like blue whales. Now, just like we did in the article, we need to summarize our answer and the big ideas here for our amplify response. So we're imagining that we need to explain to someone who's never read the article how our human body structure are like blue whales. And when we click on the article, it'll take us in to a section that will say, what would you like to discuss, or how would you discuss this with your partner? You'll go into there, you'll type up your response, and you'll hit save and continue. So folks, that's how we go about completing the article with our summarization for all 7 paragraphs, along with how we complete the discussion section here in task 5. If you have questions, reach out. Otherwise, good luck.